Well, this is where I like to spend my mornings, out on the lake. This is just a sight that's just never gets old. It's just gorgeous out here, and there, as you can see, there's nobody here but me. I'm the only one here. We got calm waters, blue skies. It is July 7th, I do believe, Monday morning. I just heard some action down here. Looks like we got some fishies floating by. I think we'll catch one. I probably doubt it. I've been out here since 7 o'clock. I got on the water. And it's now 10:19, and I haven't as much as had a bite since I got here. It's kind of unusual. I usually catch something out here. Man, I don't know. Fish are definitely hiding somewhere. I haven't seen very much action on the garmin here. If you've never seen a garmin before, this is a Garmin Striker 4. Let's see, that is how deep we are, 183. That's the temperature of the water in Fahrenheit. You can see the 67.87 degrees Fahrenheit. 1.14 mile an hour, that's how fast we're going. I've got 13.3 volts on my battery, which I have a separate battery for this Garmin, and it's just a 5 ampere hour lithium battery I've got in my case back there, separate from my motor, which is a 50 ampere hour, and I can go for 2 or 3 days without charging my batteries. It's crazy. I don't know. And lightweight, man. Well, there's no action here on the fishing pole. It's just slow going. Well, that's why they call it fishing and not catching. However, look at what I got here. We had a barbecue over the 4th of July weekend, and there was a leftover hamburger in the refrigerator, and I'm cooking it right now. Sun cooked. Let's see, it's a cheeseburger with Tillamook smoked cheddar cheese, sharp cheddar cheese on it, with some barbecue sauce. Sweet Baby Ray's my favorite. Anyway, it's getting warm. It's getting warm. It's probably 80 degrees out here right now. I'm headed. I've already gone to the other end of the lake. I'm kind of headed back towards where I came from. There's that little island over there, over there. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Yeah, right there. And Mount St. Helens is over here, over there. But I guess I should show you a couple things about my kayak. That, you know, I'm an old guy. I'm 68. Yeah, 68. And I've had multiple back surgeries, multiple hip surgeries, replacements, you name it. I've had it done. So I don't get around that great, and I can sit around in my kayak. I need some help, though, from some apparatuses. Let's see, I have my first apparatus here is my grabber gun, whatever, yeah. I can reach stuff, I can grab onto this, I can grab onto this, I can grab a fish if it falls off in the bottom of the boat, which I hate. I hate it when that happens. Well, let me show you. And my ski pole, I always have a ski pole that helps me get in and out of the boat and shove off, and then walking back and forth to the car, to the boat launch. Well, let me show you how this works here. See, this is your motor guide, XI3, and you know, it's got the pinpoint GPS and all the fancy gadgetries and Duma flickies and what have yous. That would be the remote, which does most of the action. You just sit in the front and push buttons and it goes. But to launch it from your seat, see, normally you would get up and you would push that lever with your foot on your boat. Well, you can't really do that in a kayak. So I got this yellow poly rope that comes all the way back here to the cockpit. And I got these little loopy tie down things that it runs through so it doesn't get tangled. You see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I just tie a knot in there. I find that easier than one of those little carabiners. I just tie a knot and untie it and throw it in the back of my truck or whatever. So to bring the motor up, of course, it should be off, which is running right now, so I'm not going to do it. But you got these two ropes. This one, this black one, once you've got it unlocked, this one brings it back to you, okay? This yellow one, all it does is unlock that foot thing. See, all I gotta do is pull it, you see? I'm not gonna pull it, but you see what I'm doing there, huh? I'm just pulling this rope right here. I got it by my cockpit, just sitting there. And all I gotta do is pull it, and it unlocks, and then I can fold that motor forward. I can launch the motor, I can stow the motor. And this is like when you drop the motor down into the water, you don't want to just drop it. So that's what this basically is for. This just kind of sets it in there nice and easy, because you don't want that motor bouncing around on that front of that kayak, all plasticky and stuff. I did build a support bracket. As you see, this black guy, this black starboard. Starboard's what it's called. This black starboard. And I've got big, huge washers underneath of these bolts all the way around. The original mount is still underneath of there. I'm using that as support, so I'm using that, and that, and that, and that, and man, I'll tell you what, it's worked out well. Some guy on the internet, I can't remember, I don't know, it was Farmer Bob or something like that, I don't know. He made one out of aluminum, and I basically copied what he did, except for I made mine out of starboard. And as you can see, the motor comes right out of here and plugs right into here, which is a direct feed back to the battery in the back. Okay? The transducer comes right out of the scupper hole. I don't know if you can see it, but right here, right there. And then I just wind it up and run it over here to the Garmin. I didn't need to go in the hole and get all fancy and drill holes and crap like that. But you see this cap here? That's not the original cap. The original cap on these things were just a cheesy piece of plastic, and they leaked. So there's like 3 of them. One here, one underneath my seat, and one clear in the back. And I replaced all of them with these guys. I ordered them on Amazon. I don't know, they were, I don't know, $9 a piece maybe. I don't know. It's possible, I don't know. But I replaced those. Now, you see this little gadget right here. This guy. This is a light post from Guardian Angel. I have a full kayak light kit that I use, and that light post, if you unscrew the screw back here, it stands up and gets it over the motor, right? So, and this is a magnet. Look at that, it sticks right to it. Doink. Well, you put that in the upright position, and you take one of these Guardian Angel lights. If you've never seen a Guardian Angel light, man, they are the best. So there it is, right there, Guardian Angel light. There's a magnet on the back right there, and believe me, that thing is so powerful. It's hard to get this thing off when you put it on there. So you snap that right on there, that's standing up, and you got this light. Now, this light does a bunch of stuff, right? Let's show you. Well, first off, when that's standing up there, you got your green and your red. Okay. The green goes to the right, which is port. Okay. The red goes to the left. Oh, I'm sorry. Green goes to the right, that's starboard. Red goes to the left, and that's port. And when that's standing up, this is sitting on the front of your boat. And of course, you got your green and your all. There you go. And they make the other one that goes with this is all white. So I have another pole just like that one on the very back. And it just bolts right on. Well, it does so much more than just this. Like, okay, look at it now. You have your a little emergency maybe going on. You get to push the buttons and it does all kind of nice, funky things. Okay, let's push this one over here on the green side, and now you got the green flashes. You got that. Now, one thing that I use this for is I have another one of those magnetic things on the very back of my kayak because I don't like flags. My kayak sticks off my trailer, oh gosh, I don't know, several feet. And I suppose I should be having a flag back there, but I just don't like those little flags. They're always ripping and tearing and falling on the highway. And so I got me one of those mounts that they sent me, and it's got like the 3M sticker stuff, which is, you can't get that stuff off once you put it on. And I got that right on the very tip back of my kayak. And this is what I do. It goes like that. Now you can brighten that up. That's on dim. There. This is on the back of my kayak now going down the road. Instead of a flag, this is what I have. And you can make it go dim. I usually have it dim, but okay. You could add white in there if you want to. 1, 2, you can make it do all kind of crazy stuff. And one other thing that this thing does is kind of nifty. You got this light up front on the very top. So if you got like in the middle of the night and you want to like just have this light in your kayak, you just turn that on and it gets brighter too. It gets pretty bright. Yeah. But another thing that it does, you can have it sit there and beep. In the middle of the night, maybe you want somebody to find you. But if you're in trouble, here's a really cool thing. It's got an SOS built right into it. So all you do is you got to hold this button here. It says SOS hold. So you hold that button, and now it's actually sending an SOS signal in the air, on the ground, different colors. So if you have that sitting up somewhere where people could see it and you're in trouble. You know, as long as you can read SOS, I guess. So this is just one color. This is part of the kayak kit, and that's why it's in green and red. They come in all white, which it comes with that one as well. But you can get these things in numerous colors. Police use them, firefighters use them. Any emergency, you know, you got one of these in your car and you get stuck alongside the road. I mean, it happened to me. I was going down the freeway, and one of my axles on my fifth wheel trailer, the shackle mount, the weld broke, and my rear axle and my middle axle on my trailer, it was a 3-axle trailer, were touching each other. The tires were touching each other going down the freeway. Right, coming smack dab into a town where you could not pull off. And by the time I figured out a place to pull off, you know, my tires were smoking and it looked like there was a fire going on back there. But I was only inches off the freeway. And this was like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and traffic was just atrocious. And the cars were just zooming by. They're supposed to get over, right? They are. They're supposed to get over. You got your 4-ways. Even we had a tow truck come, and the tow truck driver was down there working on it, and he had his flashers going, and they still didn't move over. People, move over when there's an emergency. You got people crawling around underneath vehicles. But anyhow, I'm getting running enough at the mouth here. You just stick this to the side of your car and get the red lights flashing, and people see that stuff, man. Day or night, they see this thing. This thing is incredible. I have 4 of them. 2 of them are out of a light kayak kit, and 2 of them are just standard units. And I take them with me just about everywhere I go. Of course, I have to, you know, be honest. I like flashlights. You know, I probably should be, you know, in some kind of therapy because I have more flashlights than I need. I need to cut back on my flashlights and my duct tape. I got more duct tape than any human alive, and more flashlights than any human alive. I don't know why. Like I say, I should be in therapy. Is there a duct tape therapy out there or a flashlight therapy? If there is, write it in the comments. Of course, I probably won't read it because I don't read that stuff. Oh, God. I'm the worst YouTuber on the planet. I tell you, I don't care. Watch my videos, don't watch my videos. But anyway, it's another beautiful day here at Coldwater Lake, and I actually see a boat. I don't know if you can see it over there. Look at that. But do you hear this? Yeah, you don't hear anything. Nothing. Nothing. I'm about an hour from, let's see, about an hour from Castle Rock, Washington, off the I-5 corridor. From Castle Rock, say down to Portland, Vancouver area, you're looking at about a 1 hour, a little longer, maybe a little longer than 1 hour to Castle Rock, and then another hour here. Seattle's probably, you know, you could probably make it to like the Olympia area in about an hour and a half, 2 hours. two and a half hours, probably maybe 3 hours up to Seattle because of traffic. I mean, if it wasn't traffic, you could probably get there in two. But so kind of, not very far from the public. We're only 43 miles from I-5, and it's like super wilderness. You don't see anybody. You don't hear anything. You don't hear any honking horns. You don't hear any Jake brakes from truckers. Well, I like truckers and say Jake brakes. I used to drive one of those things. Jake brakes are one of the neatest inventions of the modern era. I even have one on my Dodge Ram truck. That's called an exhaust brake, but it's the same thing almost. But you don't hear anything. All you hear is a little bit of wind noise. And there's a couple waterfalls over here, back in those woods. You can't see them, but you can hear them. It's just you know what a waterfall sounds like. I don't know if you can hear it, probably not. But whether I catch a fish or I don't catch a fish, does it really matter? I'm just here having a good time. Right? I'm just here having a good time. I forgot my sunglasses today. Probably, I'm going to start keeping a pair in here all the time because this is like the second time I've done that in quite a while. So, but, probably not going to catch anything. I don't know where all the fish are today. It's been slow. Super, super slow. I usually catch something, but boy, today I haven't even had a hit. I've changed my rod, changed my lure, changed my presentation, tried different parts of the lake, and I'm just not getting any results today. I think I don't know, maybe there's some kind of lunar thing. I don't pay attention to that kind of stuff, so I look at the weather, and if it's going to be nice on a Monday or Tuesday when nobody's around, the wind bothers me more than anything. But yeah, Monday, 80-degree day. There was one other boat, and I see an orange kayak way over there. So, man, place is getting busy. Watch out. But I wonder if the people, like, say, in these big cities, that live in these big cities, I wonder if they've ever even experienced no sound, no man-made machines, no horns honking, no sirens, just the sound of modern technology. When you go into a city, it just buzzes and hums, and you get used to it. I know you get used to it, but if you've never experienced total quiet, just nature, sitting here for hours on a glassy lake. Oh my gosh. I don't know if you can see it up there, but that's the Coldwater Observatory. Because if you look straight across, you can't see it because of this ridge over here to the left, but in between that ridge there, let's see, I'll turn this around. There's the Coldwater Observatory up there. I'm sorry, I had it turned the wrong way. Okay. Now, this, I believe, is where the mud flow caused the lake. It's like right down here. This is, I believe, what actually came from Mount St. Helens and caused the lake. Because this ridge here, this has been here a while, and basically, this was the opposite side of Mount St. Helens, and I don't think those trees were even affected that are on that hillside. I'll bet the other side of that hillside is blown clear, but I believe that is the mud flow that caused this lake to dam up and become a lake during Mount St. Helens. But that's the observatory up there, and it looked directly across at Mount St. Helens. But like I say, you can't really see it from this viewpoint because that ridge right there is kind of in the way. So now, I've seen some other kayakers that have YouTube channels come out here and point up here, and they were seeing all kind of animals up here on this ridge. You know, elk. Well, I saw a herd of elk on my way here this morning, a couple miles back on the road. Crossing the road. And, but I guess there's either some bighorn sheep up there or possibly some mountain goats. I mean, if you just anchored out here and got yourself some binoculars, I'm sure if you stood here long enough, you could see some movement of something going on up there on that hillside and them rocks. I mean, that is just prime country for elk, cougar, bear, mountain goats, bighorn sheep. And then they probably come down at night and drink from the lake, and then they go up in the woods during the day, get in the shade. I mean, it doesn't get any nicer than this. And back to the old XI3 from Motor Guide. Dude, that thing's been in an autopilot for the last 20 minutes. I haven't even touched my remote. I'm just sitting here filming, or videoing. Shows you my age when I say filming. We used to use film once upon a time. What the hell is film? Oh my God, what the hell is that? You're an old guy, aren't you? Oh, anyway, you know, I better get off. I'm going to start enjoying my last half hour or so here without doing anything. Maybe I'll catch a fish the second I turn this video machine thing off. It's just a cell phone. I tried making videos and editing and running cameras and microphones and all that crap. Oh my God, what a zoo that was. You either had a dead battery in one of the devices or a SD card that was filled up, and then you had to transfer stuff from SD cards to computers, and then into programs, and from programs into the YouTube. I was like, oh my God, you got to be some kind of a genius to do that, I'm telling you. If you have a YouTube channel and you have a cell phone, all you have to do is just push a button and it just automatically sends it to YouTube, and you can't really do any editing, so it's just a point and shoot. So there's no editing going on with these things. It's just point and shoot. It is what it is, okay? If you're still with me at this point of the video, man, you're bored, because this, well, unless you just like seeing beauty, I'll just shut up. Hear that? Shh. hear that? Listen. There's a hiker clear over there. Clear over there. There's a hiker. You can't get here by. There's no. You see him in the white on that hill? Let's see. So, there he goes. He just went behind the trees. On the move. On the move. There, you see? You see? You see it? You see it? A person. There is a person here. There's fish. There's fish here. I don't know. I think that'd be good. Let's check it out. Check it out. Oh, that's simple. Wrapped up. Wrapped up. Wow, gourmet hamburger. Well, it was a couple days ago. You know something? This is going to be pretty good anyway. All right. Look at that. Nothing's changed here. I'm going to turn it off and eat the burger. There you go. Nice view. Peace and quiet. Heaven on earth right here. Okay. Well, I'll catch you on the next video. Maybe I'll catch a fish. This is not a fishing show. My name is Ron. I'm at RR at Get Outside 360. 360 happens to be my area code. So that's RR at Get Outside 360 on the YouTube. Find me there. Or not. Bye now.